back to the channel. What is going on with the goings on with YSL prosecution team? They brought out the YFN Lucci stabbing in their facility, their jail facility. And the defense team had a field day. Please hit the like button, please subscribe, and definitely turn on your notification bell. So when I get the drop, you get the drop. I'm going to get straight into it. I'm going to give you a little history of the Young Thug and YFN Lucci's beef. This stirs all the way back to 2017 when YFN Lucci took to Instagram on a Sunday to diss Young Thug again over the release of his album So Much Fun. Lucci had posted in his story Cap Ass Album, but didn't specify who he was talking about. He followed it up with another post saying, "Boy almost shitted on himself in Lennox," alluding to Thug. Then a final post that simply said Cap, but Thug didn't take long to respond and was much more direct as he directly threatened to kill Lucci. He posted on his story tagging YFN Lucci, "If ain't like what you do for your mother and kids, I would have been killed you." Now, Young Thug has had an on-again, off-again beef with YFN Lucci and his friend Sosa Walker since, like I said, 2017. They calmed it down, but in March 2019, the beef was reignited. Their public post back and forth was taking place on Instagram. I know why the prosecution team wanted to bring up this attack, but it didn't sit well when their jail system seems to be scandalous. So let's get into it. And again, thank you for tuning in.
As it relates to February 9th of 2022, were you able to locate and pull video surveillance from the Pelco system as it relates to the stabbing?
Yes.
Now, can you tell the jurors, based on your investigation in conjunction with other deputies who were working in the Fulton County Jail, can you tell the jurors the inmates that were involved in the violent incident?
Bennett and Myrick.
Okay. And can you tell the jurors as it relates to Mr. Bennett and Mr. Myrick, did you view the video surveillance of the actual stabbing from the Pelco system?
I did.
Okay. Can you see the individual that's standing, I guess, in the far middle right-hand corner of the exhibit?
Yes.
And can you tell the jurors that Jaden Myrick?
That's correct.
Okay. And in your review of the footage, I guess let's go ahead and explain to the jurors where we are in the jail in this video.
This is 6 North Zone 600.
Okay.
At the Fulton County Jail.
And you see in the video there's 2 floors, the bottom and I guess the top floor with the stairs leading. Do you see the numbers, for example, 616, 615, 614, what are those?
Those are individual cells.
Okay, and in the individual cells, is that where inmates who were being housed at Fulton County Jail would reside during their time there?
That's correct.
Okay, and can you tell the jurors, based on your number of years in the Sheriff's Department, ending your career as a lieutenant there, can you kind of explain to the jurors, I guess, the process and procedure related to individual inmates, I guess, coming out of the cell to make video calls or phone calls using the security?
Well, this particular zone, I think this was the PC zone. I'm almost sure it was. And in those zones, there's only supposed to be one individual out at a time for their hour or however long they were out. I think it was an hour to take care of whatever they need to take care of as far as attorneys or showers or visitation or whatever they're doing.
And can you explain to the jury, you said PC zone, what is that?
That's
generally?
protective custody.
Okay. Is the second individual that you referenced, last name Bennett, is that Rayshawn Bennett?
That's correct.
Okay. And you're working at the jail and working there while Mr. Bennett was in custody. Do you know a nickname that he goes by?
I don't.
Okay. Is the nickname Lucci? Does that ring a bell?
It sounds familiar, but I don't. I've heard it, that name, but.
And as the video is playing, I just want to see where you can orient the jurors a little bit. Do you see in the exhibit where the second set of stairs that are towards the back of the right-hand side of State Exhibit 124 BB? You described there's when their inmates are out, they're able to make either video visitation calls or normal phone calls. Can you kind of orient the jurors, I guess, the area that would take place in this pod?
Well, if they're going to do like commissary and stuff like that, the one down at the bottoms for their commissary and things of that nature.
Right. If they stand on one of the large
This box right here is where they're going to do their commissary and things of that nature. This box up here is where they're going to do their video visitations and things of that nature.
And as you can see in the exhibit, 640, 651, you see Mr. Meyer kind of walking around on the pod. Can you explain to the jurors how he able to do that?
I'm figuring that's his time out to do what he needs to do as far as his hygiene or calls, if he's talking to a lawyer or whatever he needs to do for that amount of time that he's out.
Okay, so when an inmate, when it's their time, their hour, they're able to walk about freely. They're able to walk about freely as you can see.
Yes.
Now, as you continue to review the video, is there a time where you can see Mr. Rayshawn Bennett also come out and get released from his cell?
There is a time, yes.
I'm going to move to 6:57 p.m. in the exhibit. And at 6:58:08 p.m. on February 9th, 2022, do you see in the top middle right-hand side of State Exhibit 124 BB of the individual upstairs in a white shirt?
Yes.
And can you tell the jurors, is that Mr. Rayshawn Bennett after he's been released from his cell?
Appears to be race, yes, Mr. Bennett.
And can you explain to the jurors, is he near the area that you just talked about where video visitation takes place?
Yes.
Now, Lieutenant, when you see in the exhibit, the video plays both Mr. Bennett and Mr. Meyer out in 6 North 600, is this typical that the two of them at a time?
No.
And can you tell the jurors why not?
Because we wouldn't want to mix them up in case something what happened. So the one that was out, Mr. Myers, should have been put up.
For efficiency, I'm going to move to 7:01 p.m. in the video. And at 7:01 and 15 seconds, Lieutenant, do you see Mr. Bennett headed towards the video visitation area being followed by Mr. Meyer?
That's correct.
Lieutenant, as the fight's going on, can you tell the jurors in each one of the pods where are the deputies in relation to the inmates? For example, the ones who we're watching right now. Where does this deputy come from?
He comes, I'm assuming, from the other side. This happened in 600, so I'm assuming he was in maybe 1, 2, or 300.
I can answer the question.
All right.
So the deputies, as it relates to when they're working it on during their shift. Here, this is 6 North, 600. Just one deputy works several pods.
Yes.
And are throughout their shift, are they, I guess, monitoring pods from 600 North to 600
Yes.
South?
Yes, around their housing pod that they're assigned to, yes.
And can you tell the jurors, is there, I guess, a watchtower, for example, where an individual is monitoring the telco system or the video surveillance system?
No, they're not watching the telco, they're actually watching the inmates.
Okay.
In the same pod area or same housing floor area.
And if an incident like this occurs, does the person in the watchtower alert deputies?
Yes.
And is that how they, I guess, get to the pods as quickly as they can?
Correct.
All right.
Put it down. 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 Put it down.
No, that man is smoking. Yo, suck shit. So?
Put it down.
I can't want to go straight up.
Move.
Huh?
Listen, you stop me yet.
I ain't gonna step
Step back.
Man, I know you done stopped me.
I ain't got to fucking tell me for. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go.
Trying to kill you for me. Shit.
Move.
All said you can show you not to hurt the stress. All things are true.
Step back. Step back. Step back.
So what's the situation?
Step back. Step back. Step back.
So what's
Please, an inmate, don't 600.
Get down! Get down! Don't slide the weapon nowhere. Get down! Get down, motherfucker! Get down! Get down!
Oh, down, bro. You didn't want
Roll over your back!
to shoot me. Boy, they shoot me. That shit lame. Hey, man, they shot me. I ain't had no.
So you do.
What you did? What you did? Anyway, they shot me. Yeah.
Situation under control. I ain't got no gloves on me. Some gloves. Pick that up. Can you put that on your pick that, no, wrap it up in your glove, take your glove off and wrap it in your glove. He gotta stay down.
Is that Shane, Lieutenant?
Yes, that's found.
And can you describe for the jurors through your investigation the injuries that we see here in 125 Victor Victor B that Mr. Rayshawn Bennett sustained from being stabbed with Shane?
Those are wounds that were obtained during the incident. Bennett got stabbed with, and that's the outcome of it.
And through your investigation, was Mr. Myrick at all injured or sustained any injuries from the the fight, stabbing that we saw on video?
I didn't see any. I don't know if the nurses. I don't know as well as him if he was injured or anything.
Like I said, the prosecution team left the door wide open for the defense team to come in and attack. Let's continue.
Good morning, Lieutenant Wofford.
Good morning.
My name is Doug Weinstein. I represent the Amante Kendrick. Just a few questions. I think you indicated to Mr. Sharp that only one of the people held in custody should have been on the floor at a time, correct?
Outside the
cell.
Yes.
And you don't know why there were two that were out there at the same time, right?
I don't.
Okay. Is it possible for, and I'm going to again use the unfortunate term inmate, is it possible for an inmate to release himself from the cell?
Yeah.
It is. How would they go about doing that?
Move the door.
It's not locked. It is not locked.
What, the door? Yeah, it's locked. They moved the door when it was locked.
Okay. So even though they're in protective custody, it's possible for multiple inmates to be on the floor at the same
I'm
time.
not saying in that pod. I'm just talking. You said generally in the jail.
Okay, I'm sorry. Let me be more specific. In that particular pod in 600.
It shouldn't be, but things are put in the doors where you think the door's shut and they can move it.
Okay. And I think we all saw the deputy respond to that fight taking place, where he strolls out. Is that the normal procedure, just to kind of slowly walk out there, or generally are they encouraged to have some urgency?
Well, we like to survey the scene first before we go into an incident that could possibly hurt us.
Okay. Do you know how many people held in custody in Fulton County Jail in 2022 when this happened?
Capacity?
Let's clarify. Hold on. No, I haven't finished the question. I'm sorry. Within all of the Fulton County Jail, which goes by Rice Street, correct? People call it Rice Street?
Yes.
So within Rice in 2022, do you know how many of the inmates were killed or died in 2022?
Relevant.
Okay, I have no further questions.
Good morning, Captain Wofford. Lieutenant Wofford.
Yes.
I'm sorry, apologize. My name is Max Shard. I represent Shin Stillwell, who's seated to my right. Just a couple questions. I just want to make sure I have this correct. I know that you've corrected me, you're a lieutenant. Were you the person within the jail responsible for investigating this incident?
Yes.
Okay, all right, so that was in your purview?
Yes.
All right, great. Now, my first question is, I think we just saw in the body cam, Deputy Edwards, I thought I heard a taser gun. Am I correct?
Correct.
Okay. Who was tased?
Both of them.
Both individuals were tased?
I understand. Yes. From what I saw, yes.
Now, as I understood your testimony, correct me if I'm wrong, this occurred in the protective custody dorm, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Now, you indicated, I believe, that there was only supposed to be one person, when I say person, I mean a person that's an inmate at the time, walking around the floor at a time.
Correct.
Is that correct?
Correct.
And so that doesn't just apply to Jaden Myrick and Rashawn Bennett. That applies to all the people, the inmates, I don't like that term, but inmates that are in that pod.
In 600, yes.
In 600.
Yes.
So no two people are supposed to be on the floor at the same time.
Correct.
Okay. How is that insured? Can you explain? For instance, are there locks on the individual doors to the rooms?
Yes.
Okay.
But once their doors close, it locks.
Okay. So, and who controls those locks?
Tower.
Okay. So, am I correct that the tower, ideally, the way it's supposed to work is the tower lets one person out onto the floor and then doesn't let anyone else out until that person returns back to their room?
Ideally, whoever's out, they go in first, they lock the doors, and whoever's supposed to come out next comes out.
Okay. In the video, as I understood it, Mr. Myrick was out walking the floor, correct?
Correct.
And then Mr. Bennett exited his door to enter the floor as well.
Correct.
Which would be against the protocol.
Correct.
What happened?
From my understanding, from the report that I got, he was supposed to go up. I'm not sure why he didn't go inside or whatever, and he was left out. I don't know because I wasn't up there.
Well, presumably, if the idea is to keep the gentleman separate, or any two individuals separate, the person that's in the room, their door would not be unlocked until the other person is securely locked in their room, correct? That's how it's supposed to work.
That's how it's supposed to work. I'm not sure what the incident was or why it happened that way. There could have been a number of things. I don't know. Maybe the tower person didn't see him walking around. I'm not sure. I'm not making any excuses. I don't know. But ideally, one person's supposed to go up, the other one's supposed to go in.
Okay. Did you do, as part of your investigation at the jail, did you do kind of a historical look to see if that was a common instance that had been happening over the last month, we'll say, with two people on the floor at the same time?
No.
Okay, so we don't know if this is that incident or that situation with two people that are in 600 being on the floor at the same time. We're not sure if that happened at all over the past month. We just know that it happened on that particular day.
Yes.
Okay. I have no further questions. Thank you.